So this week in the UFC's Fight Night main event, we got Arnold Allen taking on Calvin Kattar. I'm just gonna give a quick breakdown of the main event, a quick preview. Um, Two amazing competitors, and if you ask me, finally, Arnold Allen gets the respect he deserves and the recognition he deserves. On a nine-fight win streak at the moment, don't get me wrong, competition has kind of lacked. If you ask me, his last two wins were Sodiq Yusuf back in last year of September, and he came off a first round TKO against Dan Hooker back in UFC London in March. And comparing stylistic comparisons of the competition that each competitor has faced who's in the main event, Calvin Kattar has really built up that experience compared to Arnold Allen. He's dealt with the pressure of being there and just having that intensity to know that you're facing this guy who realistically could be better than you at some styles. He's went up against the likes of Max Holloway, who unfortunately he did beat him in every way as possible for those 5 rounds. And he just came off an unfortunate split decision loss to Josh Emmett, which is completely all right. Josh Emmett is a great wrestler. He's very powerful, and who I think should fight for the belt next. If they're or maybe an interim belt versus maybe Yair Rodriguez or the winner of this week's main event, given that Alexander Volkanovski is probably going to go and fight Islam Makhachev. But anyways, personally, Arnold Allen, his stylistically kickboxing type fighter matches up very well against a fighter like Calvin Kattar. Calvin Kattar does have underrated reach skills. He can really keep you on the jab. We saw against Jeremy Stevens, he was that jab was keeping him back due to reach, and he eventually caught him with the elbow back in April of 2021. And you know, there's a lot of build up. There's not much build up going into this fight, but I do think that takeaway, if the popularity is up there, without a doubt, do I think that this fight leads to a title contention, number one contender, interim belt, even the next to title shot, 100%. Now, I do want to break down on some keys to victory. You have first for Arnold Allen. I'm just gonna say body kicks. Very, very underrated type. That's a go-to kickboxer's key. Um, Especially for Arnold Allen, those European kickboxers, as they say, you could ask anyone, they love to go to the body. And I think it's very key here, as even this being Arnold Allen's first main event, a 5 round fight, Arnold Allen does have to be ready to go the 5 rounds, which realistically I do see this fight maybe going to a late finish or a decision. Just because it's two, in my opinion, it's two very stylistic strikers who are very patient and they're willing to go to the end and break you down until they stick to their game plan, which is very professional. So body kicks, um, clinch work, very underrated, especially coming from a kickboxer. We saw amazing Muay Thai against Dan Hooker from Arnold Allen, even though it was a 2 minute swing and bang ball. He did come out in the end with the win. And I think that was due to those Muay Thai knees in the clinch. So I think some body kicks, the Muay Thai clinch, and just being very, very patient because, as I said, the lack of competition compared to Calvin Kattar's opponents, he has to respect and come to the realization of who he's really fighting here and what the reward of this fight can become. But he shouldn't let that go to his head, of course. That goes without saying. And in terms of Calvin Kattar, like I said, especially what he did against Jeremy Stevens, he has to keep that reach, keep it with the jab, maybe put some wrestling in there. That's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting a striker versus mixed martial artist this fight, just for the given point that Calvin Kattar, I don't think he's gonna want to 5 round, be prepared to strike all the time, have a kickboxing match with Arnold Allen. So I do see some wrestling going in there, and I think that that could get him to a decision victory, or win him some control time, or win him some rounds. It's very smart coming from the game plan if he does go ahead with that. So wrestling, keeping that jab, and realistically, take away whoever wins this fight, it's going to be a very, very skilled mixed martial arts fight that you will enjoy. And you know what? I am going to live up to the hype. BT Sport are really pushing the hype, and I love it. They really should because the UK has a great fan base behind Arnold Allen. You know, um, Before Leon Edwards took away that belt, he was the top of my list, him and Tom Aspinall, to be the next UK champion to win the belt. And I really wouldn't be surprised. Arnold Allen really deserves to be up there with the top featherweights. It's his time to shine, 100%. And but I really wouldn't be surprised if Calvin Kattar came out here with the win just due to one thing, and that is experience. I've said this, I'm saying it again. Calvin Kattar, just due to the pressure and the experience of being on the top stage and fighting the people who have fought for the belt. And that goes without saying. So if I was to make a quick prediction here, it's really 50-50 with me, but I'm leading more on the hype train, and I'm leading more just to he's young, he's like the new dark horse of the featherweight division because nobody's talking about him. And Arnold Allen is not really that type of personality in your face. He'd rather leave it all in the octagon. And that speaks for itself. So I'm going an Arnold Allen unanimous decision to come out here and hopefully get that title shot.